What's going on, everybody? This is Airzeal99, and today we're going to be covering the overview in all its complexities. Now, most people look at the overview and its options, and it's pretty daunting stuff. Unfortunately, they have members of the community, like Brother Benthor from Benfleet, have created preset overviews that you can import and use. And a lot of people use them. I use them on all my accounts. So we're going to cover how to import those settings, and then we're going to cover how to fine-tune them to what you need. So what you do, click on the 4 dots there in your overview. Go down to the very bottom here, Import Overview Settings. Choose the Brother Benthor overview. Now I will include a link to the forums post for the overview. It includes instructions on how to set it up for importing. But through the game here, import, I select them all and import. And of course it's saying, hey, these already exist because, well, I've already imported them, so I get to say no a whole bunch of times. Now, as you can see, there's a little overview title. It says PvP TAC H TAC all. This is a pretty common overview setting. It shows all hostile ships. As you can see, I'm near a station. The people moving in and out of the station don't have standings, so when they warp in, they show up on the overview. They disappear when they dock. Not too big a deal here in high sec. You can see one just undocked. Of course, I'm in an ice system, so I have people undocking in Mackinaws and Iteron 5s. Not a big deal. What you can do, right click a tab, load overview profile. Now I have a few that are mine, and then I have all these which are Benthor settings. You have the PvE TAC M, which is the mining overviews, all high ends, ice, low ends, medium ends. PvE TAC R, which is ratting. Empire friendlies, which is good because the H overviews don't show friendlies. So if you were a logistics pilot, for instance, you would use a friendly overview. You can also set it to see drones if you're targeting drones, all manner of things. And it helps kind of cleanse out, because if you truly see everything on an overview, especially if you're in a big fleet fight, that list is going to be 50 miles long, easily. So this helps you filter out. For example, if you're in a fight in a fleet, your fleet commander may say, load a enemy logistics overview. PvP TAC H logistics. Now the only ships that will show up in this list are going to be enemy logistics. So you can easily target them and get them off the field. You can also go and add items if you can see them in space. You can show all brackets. As you can see, it shows all the belts and all the other things. So if you see an item that's not on your current overview, you want it to be on the overview, you can right-click it. See, there's a customs office there. We'll right-click it, right-click it, add to overview, and boom, they're now on your overview. Of course, it goes to not saved, so you can reload the original. You never want to save overviews on top of one another because you may mess things up. And if you do, you can always re-import them. If you want to fine-tune things a little bit, you can go into the overview settings. See down here, open overview settings. It'll bring up this window. And you can fine-tune what asteroids you want to see, celestial objects you want to see. So those come in handy. Bombs, deployable structures, drones. Typically don't want to see drones, especially in a flea fight. If you're doing missions, of course, you'll want to see entities, because these will be the hostiles you'll be fighting most of the time. So, you want to keep those on there. Of course, the faction police. For example, we'll warp to a gate here.
Warp drive active.
Go ahead and right-click the item, remove from overview, because I don't want to see the customs offices, because, well, I don't do PI out here. High sec. I do my PI in that sec. Much more profitable. Warp to the Stargate, and we'll see them because I have brackets engaged. But we should see the probably be the faction police if there's anyone on this gate. Yep. Zoom out a little bit so we can get a good view of everything. As you can see, we have the sentry guns. So if you commit an aggressive act, you'll encourage the wrath of the sentry guns, which, as you can see here in high sec, there are 5. In low sec, there are only 2, but they still tend to hurt a lot. You can see a Mar Customs General. That's actually a Navy battleship. You can tell because of the big cross that it has. And then there's other guys. These fellas, if anyone comes into the system, has too low on a Mar faction standing, these guys will shoot at them. Also, they check incoming and outgoing ships for cargo, contraband, drugs, anything that your relevant empire determines to be contraband. So yeah, not too big a deal. Now, of course, they're not on the overview, but I see them because I have all brackets. But if I want to see one, just right-click them, add customs official to overview. There they are. 2 battleships, 2 frigates. And of course, there's the billboard. I can add the billboard to the overview, or I can read the news, which I don't really care about their news. You go to the next tab, you can see the standings. Pilots have bounties. You'll see a little color option. You want to fine-tune this. Always show at war. Always, always, always show at war, especially if you're in high sec, because that way you'll know who the war targets are. You can also set them to flash red. I don't care about outlaws. Most of my alliance mates are pretty low in security status. They don't come to high sec. Of course, E-War, you want to see who's using all of these things on you, so always want to choose that, and it'll show up. Usually in either corporation or alliance, you'll see a little logo indicating what they're using on you. Then, of course, the columns, various columns you can add to your overview here. Ship information. If I had a ship on the overview, I'd be able to show it. It's Pretty interesting stuff you can add, though. Of course, move entries will broadcast to the top. This only really matters if you're in PvP and your Fleet Commander broadcasts his targets. You can set the different tabs, their titles, and what they use as their overview and their bracket profiles. Now that being said, because that'll force some brackets to show, I'm going to go ahead and stop showing all, and it goes back to my basic brackets, which aren't that many. As you can see, stations, stargates, and, well, not much else. Oop, there's a neutral. As you can see his entry there as he jumps away. Let's see. So that's pretty cut and dry. I'll include a link to the Brother Benthor's overview in the forums.
Warp drive
It's
active.
got a list of directions, all the updates, instructions on how to use. He's been doing it for a while, and it's a big help to kind of parse things a little bit, keep things more organized. But that should pretty much cover it for this review. Any comments, additional questions, requests, you can reach me in the comments. You can also follow me at Urzio99 or throw me an email in-game at Urzio99. Thanks for watching. Fly safe out there.